The cancellation of *NCIS, Tony and Ziva by Paramount Plus in December 2025 was a devastating blow for fans who had waited over a decade to see the beloved, Ziva, story continue. The 10-episode first season, which followed Tony Donoso, Michael Weatherly, and Ziva David Cote de Pablo as they navigated parenthood and a conspiracy across Europe, was a dream come true for the NCIS fandom. Yet, just 2 months after its finale, the streamer pulled the plug, citing a significant drop in viewership, a 51% decline after the first 3 episodes, and seemingly deeming the expensive European production a financial risk in the midst of Paramount's massive post-merger layoffs. While the stars themselves released a gracious statement thanking fans and framing the series as a way for Tony and Ziva to finally get there, happily ever after, the audience refused to accept that as the end. This sparked a grassroots campaign that has escalated into a global phenomenon, taking the fight to save the show from the streets of New York to the iconic landmarks of Paris, demonstrating a level of passion that has forced the industry to take notice. The campaign began in earnest with a highly visible and symbolically powerful stunt, a fan-funded billboard in New York City's Times Square on New Year's Eve. Situated at the bustling intersection of Broadway and 49th Street, the digital billboard played for 30 seconds at the 46th minute of every hour for 24 hours, displaying a simple yet poignant, "Save Tony and Ziva" message along with a QR code directing passers-by to a website with information on how to join the fight. The timing was impeccable, as it placed the call to action directly in front of the millions of tourists and media outlets gathered for the world's biggest New Year's celebration, instantly elevating the campaign from an online petition to a major news story. The fan account at NCIS, which spearheaded the effort, framed it as the biggest night of the year to launch their crusade, and the strategy worked perfectly, garnering widespread media attention and catching the eye of the very star who brought Tony Donoso to life. Michael Weatherly's response to the Times Square billboard was a pivotal moment that galvanized the movement. Taking to social media, the actor expressed profound gratitude, stating that the gesture made him smile and, maybe even nudged my tear ducts. He thanked the fans involved and sent a gigantic thank you, and a big kiss for 2026, signaling his deep emotional connection to the character and the story. While Weatherly and De Pablo had publicly accepted the cancellation with grace, this public display of appreciation from the star suggested that the fight was not entirely one-sided. His message validated the fans' extraordinary effort and hinted at a possible willingness to re-engage if the circumstances were right, turning a fan campaign into something that felt more like a collaborative effort to save the legacy they all cherished. The movement did not stop in New York. Just weeks later, the campaign expanded internationally, landing in Paris, a city that holds immense narrative significance for Tony and Ziva, as it was where they settled down to raise their daughter, Taylor. On January 18, 2026, a mobile digital billboard van was driven through the heart of the French capital, stopping at major landmarks such as the Arc de Triomphe, the Champs-Élysées, and the Opera, broadcasting the "Save Tony and Ziva" message. This international expansion was a masterstroke, as it connected the real-world campaign directly to the show's fictional universe and targeted a country where the series performed strongly on the M6 network. By taking the fight to the streets of Paris, the fans underscored the global appeal of the show and refused to let the cancellation be a quiet, forgotten event. Alongside these impressive visual stunts, a more practical development emerged that could potentially alter the show's fate. In late January 2026, Paramount Home Entertainment released the complete first season of NCIS, Tony and Ziva for digital purchase. This release was more than just a standard home media drop. It represented a strategic move that could breathe new life into the campaign. With the series now available on platforms like Amazon and Apple TV, it could reach a wider audience beyond the Paramount Plus subscriber base, generating new revenue and, critically, new viewership data. The digital release also included bonus features like deleted scenes and featurettes, offering an incentive for fans to buy the season and demonstrate continued financial interest in the property. In the modern streaming landscape, where metrics like purchase numbers and PVOD performance can be just as influential as premiere viewership, this digital expansion may provide the concrete evidence of sustained demand needed for a potential renewal conversation. The fans' campaign has successfully created a narrative of a show that was wrongly cancelled, and with these combined forces of public spectacle, celebrity support, and renewed commercial availability, the Save Tony and Ziva movement stands as one of the most formidable fan-led efforts in recent television history.